Hey everybody, Desi Cooney here with Outlier Strength and Conditioning, continuing last week's video series about core training with today's installment, specific exercises to train the different actions and functions of the core. Let's get started. So let's first start by looking at the anatomy to define what the core is. And for our purposes, we're going to say it's all the muscles between the rib cage and the pelvis that surround and help stabilize the spine. So if we look at the actions that those muscles can perform, we have extension, flexion, rotation, and lateral flexion. Now these muscles often function to contract isometrically and resist force through these different actions. You find this most often in powerlifting is a good example where we don't want any movement really occurring through that trunk while under load. Happens in other sports all the time. And when these muscles contract isometrically, these motions become anti-flexion, such as in a squat or a good morning, anti-extension, that you might find in a plank, anti-rotation, which you would find in a paddle-off press variation, and anti-lateral flexion, which you might see in a farmer's carry or a single-arm barbell hold. Now these are just examples. There are quite literally infinite exercises you can choose from to address these different tasks. But I do recommend usually trying to include at least one from each category within your program. And that's going to vary depending on the specific qualities that you personally need to train. So for example, a golfer or a tennis athlete is going to spend a lot more time training rotation compared to, say, a strength athlete who's going to have a much greater demand in tasks like anti-extension, anti-flexion, that sort of thing. Another point that I want to very briefly touch on is the role that the lats and the glutes play in the protection of the lower back. And their role is actually pivotal because of their action on the thoracolumbar fascia, which is that Christmas tree-like structure that you see in the lower back. So especially when, say, the abdominal muscles are in a disadvantaged position, you might call upon more lats and glutes to help stabilize and protect your spine in that compromised position. So definitely don't neglect lat and glute training in your program if a strong, healthy lower back is your goal. Guys, low back pain is largely preventable and treatable with proper exercise. Effective core training can mean extra kilos on your total, success in other sports and other areas of life, so do not neglect it. Hopefully you've been armed with some new information now as to how to effectively train your core. So if you found this to be valuable, please don't forget to share and like this video, and also to visit my website at www.beoutlierstrong.com for more information. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.